excited to be here. You know, I didn't recognize Joetta when I first saw her because to show you how far we've come as a people, her dad carries a baseball bat where she carries a book around. So it's pretty impressive. But, you know, there are over 40,000 student athletes that attend collegiate schools in the NCAA, and 99% of them will be turning pro in something other than their respective sport. So it's very, very important that you guys start thinking about a plan B. Most of us don't do very much long-term financial planning or short-term. I know when I was in school, my perception of financial planning was making sure I had enough money to take the bus to go hang out or for my next meal. Financial planning has not necessarily been in our DNA. It wasn't something that growing up I sat around the dinner table talking about and discussing with my parents. It was very surprising to me when I first joined Merrill Lynch. So many of my counterparts would tell me that they were second and third generation investment bankers and stockbrokers. Well, I want you guys to know I'm a first generation stockbroker and didn't have the luxury of sitting around talking about planning my portfolio or having my grandparents or parents plan their portfolio when I was training with Merrill Lynch. And when you think about the percentage of African Americans that are going to be turning pro from historically black schools, that number is even smaller. Just to throw out some numbers to you so you guys will have a better appreciation of what I'm talking about. Less than 1% of collegiate athletes will enter the NBA. About 1.2% will be entering the NFL. Baseball actually has the highest representation at about 9.4%, hockey about 3.7%, so the numbers are very, very low. So again, it's very important that you start thinking about plan B, what am I going to do? And a part of that is making sure that you have your financial household in order. When you think about skill sets that you acquire playing sports, those skill sets are easily transferable into the real world, to corporate America. If you've been a quarterback, we know that you have some leadership skills that can be transcended to corporate America. If you played point guard, we know that you're quick on your feet. If you ran track, we know you'll probably be a motivational speaker. So there's so many different things your skill sets can transcend to. It's very important, no matter what you do, that you keep an eye on your finances and your financial house is in order. I can't tell you how often I will sit down and meet with a professional ball player, and the first thing they've done the first couple of years in sports is that they were major consumers. They consume themselves with cars and jewelry and just conspicuous consumption. And by the time they get through their second, third, or fourth year in their prospective sport, they say, well, maybe I'll hire a money manager now to get my financial house in order, versus doing it just the opposite. But the thing you need to keep in mind is that the average NFL player spends about 2.7 years in the NFL and earns about $1.1 million. Well, the average corporate exec spends about 36 years in a corporate exec role and earns about $5.2 million, almost 4 times more. The average NBA player, about 5.7 years, earning about 2.1. The average engineer, 38 years, averaging $4.6 million. So keep in mind that as you transfer these skills, they can be very profitable, and make sure your financial house is